I know what you're thinking. The best place for an NBA player to end their career is the NBA itself. But let me disagree with that and give you 6 reasons why I think some players should consider retiring in the EuroLeague instead.
They're gonna need to send in the National Guard or fucking SWAT team, cause I ain't going nowhere!
Do you remember Serge Ibaka's last season in the NBA? It's okay if you don't, cause he averaged only 12 minutes and 4 points per game in his final year with the Milwaukee Bucks. Right now, he's a EuroLeague star averaging 13.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks in just 24 minutes a game.
Few seconds off the clock, almost lost. There's a thanking for Ibaka with a 3-pointer.
And that's my first reason, getting a bigger role. And also actually contributing to winning basketball games instead of being the team's mascot. Ibaka himself said it best.
Why I'm here? I'm here to play basketball because I'm a basketball player and I love this game. I'm a winner, you know, and that's the reason I'm here. I could wait, I could stay in the States and wait if someone can sign me into be on the bench and or whatever, but I don't want that.
The NBA champ later added that he felt like he had still a lot of basketball left in him and wanted to continue playing at a high level. Thus, EuroLeague is the perfect choice for him. It's been years since we saw former All-Stars like John Wall, Isaiah Thomas, DeMarcus Cousins, or Dwight Howard playing meaningful minutes in the NBA. To be more precise, all these guys have been struggling to get an NBA roster spot for years now and are stuck in the free agency.
I always wanted to play in another country, but being in the NBA is not possible. There's nothing else I have to prove in the NBA. So why not go somewhere else and get some fans that would never see me play basketball in person unless they are in the States, and it was the best decision I made, man.
I honestly have no doubt that quite a few EuroLeague teams could really do with such talented guards as Wall or Thomas, especially knowing how small the point guard market is in Europe. And there are definitely teams that would not only increase their ticket sales with names like Howard and Cousins, but also give these centers important roles, as we still see classic big men dominate in the EuroLeague. But don't get me wrong, not all former NBA stars who come to Europe at the tail end of their careers can be successful there. We had some examples in the past of established NBA players like Kenny Anderson or Lamar Odom who came over and were so out of shape that they completely flopped. While Kenny Anderson was just a little bit overweight, I think you remember how sad the story of Lamar Odom went after the 2 months he spent in Baskonia. Currently, I think it's safe to say that the signing of the 2023 summer, Kemba Walker, is not living up to the hype.
Eschew the open look, now Walker, the turnaround, got it, that's nice.
His recurring injuries have really impacted his athleticism and thus his playing time. Regardless, Kemba says that he's enjoying every moment so far and is willing to do whatever the team needs despite his glorious past and status in the NBA.
I'm having an unbelievable time. My teammates are super cool, staff is super cool, like I'm in a great place, I'm in Monaco, I'm traveling the world. I'm having a great time. I'm around great people. That's all I can really ask for.
Regardless, Ibaka's example is showing that many older but still healthy NBA players can be impactful in Europe. That's why I would like to see Dwight Howard in the EuroLeague, and it seems like that he's at least thinking about it. Speaking of Dwight, another point to make is that playing in questionable level basketball leagues like Taiwan does get you the wrong type of attention in the US.
Dwight Howard had to go overseas. We look at
Oh,
you
that's
know,
not
other
overseas.
guys.
Stop it. That's Taiwan.
Yo, that's
In other words, he just got memed hard, and that's why choosing the second best league in the world is a much more respected move, especially after the success Europeans are having in FIBA tournaments. And here we can move to the second reason, which is competitiveness. I really liked what the NBA did with the in-season tournament, increasing the competitiveness of the regular season and making games in November have record viewing numbers. Even the tournament's MVP, LeBron, thought that it was great, and the games felt like a playoff atmosphere type intensity. So perhaps in terms of competitiveness, you should think about the EuroLeague as an in-season tournament just lasting all season long. There are fewer regular season games than in the NBA, so every win has a bigger value in the standings. There is no draft in the EuroLeague, leaving no reasons for teams to tank, which of course results in a lot of teams seeking to make the playoffs. Second overall pick in the 2014 draft, Jabari Parker, who is now playing for Barcelona, compared it to the NCAA.
It kind of reminds me of college, playing here in Europe. Every game is counted for.
I think that many NBA players would like to revisit their college basketball experience, but better. Why better? Well, to quote Jabari again, it's very competitive, it's guys who play basketball the right way. The right way meaning there's much more emphasis on team basketball and doing everything for your team to get the win. Now compare that to the NBA, where some teams are either in a rebuilding stage and want to develop their young prospects, or are contending for the playoffs. If you're a former star whose prime is in the rearview mirror, there aren't too many spots available in those contending teams. That's why I think the EuroLeague could be the ideal place for such players that are competitive at heart and have no desire to be a part of a tanking NBA team. Of course, not every player is built that way, and even more so, not every player can perform in the tough environments that European fans create. Which gets me to my third reason, fan atmosphere. This is another way how playing in the EuroLeague compares to the NCAA. For most NBA players, college is the last time when they truly experienced what a real basketball atmosphere is. And now my fellow Europeans are probably at least a little bit offended after hearing me call college basketball atmosphere real, especially knowing how they take it levels above. So now you might understand why ex-NBA players feel blessed to experience this atmosphere in Europe.
Oh, it was amazing atmosphere, man. I can see why they got that crown title of being the best fans in the league, so we're in the world.
Also, I wouldn't be surprised if those European atmospheres are what's making such a superstar as Kevin Durant consider making a move to Europe in the later part of his career. He visited EuroLeague games a couple of times now and was impressed to say the least. Even if KD maintains an important role in the NBA until the end of his career, and he probably will, he or any other NBA player cannot experience anywhere else. Oh, and playing fewer games wouldn't hurt either, which is my fourth reason. Yes, when you account for the domestic leagues, European teams can play a similar amount of games as the NBA teams do. But surely, most European clubs' front offices wouldn't mind their marquee NBA signing playing only in the EuroLeague. That is literally what Kemba Walker and Monaco have agreed to. Kemba's playing only in the EuroLeague games, meaning he gets to play once or on rare occasions twice a week, which ultimately adds up to 34 games per season at most. This way, the veteran gets to experience the best of European basketball without having to grind and play multiple games a week. Basically, a natural form of load management for the old guys who have a huge mileage and simply cannot do 82-game seasons.
I'm too old for this shit.
The fifth reason is kind of obvious, but it must be said. Europe pays decent money. Second most after the NBA to be exact, and if you missed out on our video on the biggest salaries in global basketball, I'll add the link to that in the outro of this one. When it comes to the EuroLeague, the biggest contracts go up to as high as $10 million before taxes, which is the average salary in the NBA. $10 million was exactly how much Nikola Mirotic was paid when he came back from the NBA. Of course, he was in his prime, but you can still get at least half of that if you're a well-known NBA player, and if you're a former star, I would say the ceiling is way higher. And finally, the sixth and final reason why EuroLeague is the place to end your basketball career is just experiencing new culture. I mean, most NBA players spend their whole careers playing in the US, traveling from state to state, but let's be fair, it's all pretty much the same across the country. And then we see footage on social media of guys like Durant and Harden coming to Greece or Monaco for a summer So why don't we just extend that holiday for a season or two? Sure, not every country is nice and sunny all year, but some are. Sure, these players would probably need to leave some of their friends and family behind, but I think it's a good sacrifice for at least a year. Especially since some of these EuroLeague clubs are able to offer conditions similar to the NBA. So essentially you're on a workation, getting to discover places like Barcelona, Madrid, Milan, Monaco, Athens, and so on. Of course, thinking about that, probably if you're someone like KD or James Harden, it would be difficult to tour the city without attracting a huge crowd. But still, it's just an opportunity to change up the environment and get paid for it while being cheered on or booed by thousands of most passionate fans in the world. Let me know what you think about this idea of some former NBA players ending their careers in Europe. Which players would you love to see the most? Also, make sure that you are subscribed to our channel, as we are giving away this Giannis Antetokounmpo jersey to one lucky subscriber once we hit 150,000 subs. And if you want to know what the top earners get in different leagues around the world, click this video here.